All right, everyone, here we go with Mars and Aries. I rested a little bit before doing this one. I took some time off. I did. I got Mars and Aries coming up. I wanted to get this one right. You know, we joke all the time about whether you have a super fuckwit runner or a regular fuckwit. You know, we make that wisecrack around here all the time. It's going to matter. With Mars and Aries, with the energies that are around right now. It matters more than it ever has. I don't care if it's a family member who's coming in here for you that you have a soul connection with, your runner. I don't care who it, Tommy Two Dicks. I don't fucking care who it is, okay? This energy makes you bold, makes you want to do stuff. We're going to get it done. We've had a 2-year break from this energy and people feel like they've spun their wheels and they go just batshit crazy and start doing shit. Start making decisions, start buying stuff, start going crazy. All right? And it all feels very good. It's the sun crossed by the, in the pre-shuffle. I said, what do you want to talk about, universe, with Mars and Aries? Well, I got the sun crossed by the Ace of Wands. You can see the fire here, right? You know, you don't need me to tell you. I mean, that's fast, impulsive, boom, let's do it. Let's get her done. Come on, let's go. Okay. I mean, Tommy Two Dicks got both dicks fired up. You know, they're both pointing to the ceiling. All right, I got you. All right, it's cool. This is a cold and calculating energy, and this is sort of the catch-22 of it all. It's something for you to remember. Your person isn't here, so I'm not talking to them. But I'll tell you, you might come across as a little bit of an asshole in energy like this, so be careful, okay? A pushy, you know, a kind of a pushy asshole. You might behave that way at your Target store or your, you know, wherever you do your shopping, your Tesco or whatever, you push your way through line. You know, don't you know who I am? I'm a Steve's Love Tarot viewer. You know, I mean, that's not going to work. You know, they'll probably just remove you from the store, but you can try it. But be careful about that, all right? Underneath here, all of these moves feel like they're from the soul, okay? Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Make sure they are, because the Five of Swords and the Devil round out this, okay? And you might be confused what happens after it. In other words, this energy with the Eight of Swords here, why would I get an 8 swords, Steve? Well, this energy will make you buy shit you can't afford. It will. Your ego will be writing checks that the rest of you can't, that your bank account can't cash. You know, it's a bit of that kind of a thing. So you might be surprised afterward to get the bill for it all. Well, they said it was $5,000, but I thought they were kidding. I thought it was $500. Wasn't it $500? Right. We laughed when they said $5,000. No, it was $5,000. That's something you got to keep in mind there a little bit, okay? But other than that, what does this mean for somebody coming towards you just in the surface energy? I think somebody takes some bold fucking action towards you. But it depends whether you got a super fuckwit or a regular fuckwit, because they may come across like a real prick. They might. It might just piss you off. I don't know. You know. But there's a powerful soul connection that's coming in here with the Hermit. Right? Somebody's a little bit obsessed with you. It might be to a point where they try too hard. I don't know. Let's see where we go. We'll focus on that. We'll see where we're at. I gave you some friendly warnings about how you might behave at Tesco. So be careful. I don't know. Or Costco if you're here in the U.S. Or any of the Co's. All right, let's go. All right, let's go. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here, you found Steve's Love Tarot. You're here for a reason. This reading is timeless. I'm not a fucking time lord, but it's been a couple of years since this energy came in. And I remember the last time it was here. I got in some spats with my neighbors the last time it was here. I got a little testy. A little bit. Even my wife said to me, I remember that. It was a couple of years back. She said, you know, that was even a bit much for you. Okay, all right. Fine, they had it coming. Yeah, they had it coming. But did you really need to say it? I didn't. But I said it anyway. And then here, because that happened, I can now give you a friendly warning. You might say some shit that you maybe didn't have to say. So be careful, all right? Careful in this energy. All right, let's go. Even the bird just laughed right now. I don't know if you can hear him, but he laughed. So I'm right. He a Pisces, you know. All right, here we go. Overall energy of everything that's going to fall on the table while I turn around and turn my trusty fan on here. Hold on. Is a Ace of Swords fueled by the moon. Things you say you can't take back later. Somebody's trying to, this energy will do this as well. It's not surprising. You may, M-A-Y, you may have somebody coming towards you trying to pretend like they didn't say something that they said before. You know, they said something to you that they can't take back. You demand an apology for, or it's just something that can't be taken back because you know they meant it. And even if they apologize, it's not real, you know. Somebody may pretend that never happened, may whitewash it. All right. So they may, but how are they going to do it? It's interesting how they do it, though. They whitewash it with other truths, other nicer things. So you might get showered with compliments. You know, if they told you you smell, that's why we can't be together. They may come in and talk about all kinds of love. You do perfume, I love this and that and the other thing. They're going to just 100 compliments. But for you, I don't think it doesn't feel like it's enough to cover up the one thing. All right. I just don't think it is. But anyway, yeah. Somebody's coming at you with some real truth. They're not afraid to speak the truth this time. But there is something that they owe you an apology for that they're likely to whitewash or pretend never happened. So just keep that in mind. All right, let's go. I didn't do the cut cards because I don't need to. I'm going to pull a pyramid on this one. I am. How they feel about you is here. How they see you is here. All right, and potential final outcome for you is here. I say potential because I cannot predict free will. Nobody can. I will clarify, all right? And throw some universe cards at the end, and you bet your sweet asses we're going to extend this one. I'm shuffling this deck right now. I'm going to do the cut cards, but I've already shuffled for the reading, so I'm going to shuffle for the cut cards right here from another deck. Unprecedented things happening today, right? Unreal. That's what happens when I go fishing in the weekend. I get recharged, you know. I get recharged. All right, here we go. I looked a brown trout in the eye, and he looked at me back. He said, release me. I said, all right. Here you go. See you later. There you go. All right, let's go. Let's see where we're at. Cards before the cut. Queen of Swords. This is why the fuck are we here? It's that owl. I already showed you the snowy owl on the pre-shuffle. Look, from another deck. It's an important energy. You will fuck yourself in this energy. You will. Be careful. Okay? You'll come across like a douche, like an asshole, like a prick, like a know-it-all maybe, which is all of that and more. Okay? So be careful. You know, or a super hothead like I did 2 years ago. You know, I don't know. Let's see what comes after the cut. So, do I usually do 4 here or 3? I don't know. I don't remember. I'm all off today. We'll just do 3. It's the Empress. Be mindful of your words. Somebody attached to you will not be. There's a lot of truths coming, all right? And they're coming in the form of a sword. But the truth you'd like to hear seems to be rather buried in other truths. I'm just going to say that again. All right, good for you. Be mindful of your words. You're better than your words might be, than the words coming out of that Queen of Swords. All right? You're better than that. Remember that. I forgot it 2 years ago. I love that she said, that's even a bit much for you. Okay, all right. And I have gone off on people. Believe me, I unload a piece of my mind on people. I have no tolerance for stupidity whatsoever. I lose it. It is the 10 of Swords. I have been removed from stores. Justice and the 7 of Cups. Hey, I'm always honest with you. I tell you I'm a hothead. I'm working on it. Teaching you the lesson of temperance. Hell, be better than me. You know, and you can be better than me in this energy too if you remember you're better than whatever that Queen of Swords is. How somebody feels about you. There's a lot of gray here. Somebody's confused. Somebody doesn't want it to be over, but they don't know why. Somebody doesn't know how to approach you because it's probably over. I'm just riffing on the energy. Take it as it resonates, as the kids like to say. They'd like to have a chat with you. They feel like they want to. I believe in their feelings, in their mind, in their daydreams, whatever they're having this talk. They've rehearsed it. My only problem with that is the real thing never goes the way you rehearse it, so you don't want to over-rehearse, right? Okay, but they're very confused. The main energy that's here is somebody, obviously they have a lot of love for you. I've got that. But they don't want it to be over, and they're confused as to why, or they're confused that it's over. I could read it either way, and that makes sense with this moon here, right? You know, It's like they're coming at you with truth and they're saying everything except apologizing for why you got 10 swords in your back in the first fucking place, right? Again, rewind back to the beginning of this video. It depends whether you got a super fuckwit or a regular fuckwit. I pray to whatever God you believe in that you've got a regular fuckwit. All right, that's all. Because if you got a super one, oh man, even the bird just laughed again. I know my noise filter cancels him out, but I'm always, if he laughs, I'm spotting the motherfucker on. All right, here we go. How do they see you? What do they think about you? Yeah, I told you there's a lot of love here. Here's the King of Cups. What else? Yeah, the Four of Swords. It's a third eye energy. It's not the void energy. It's not the healing energy. They think, you might think this is crazy. Look, I don't know. Maybe it is. I have no idea. You might think the same thing. I don't know. They think you're banging in the night at a distance. They think you're communicating with each other with your third eyes. They think that you're meeting up on the astral plane. I think on their side. And I say that because that's the way it feels, because there's a lot of confusion and skepticism attached to it, which would definitely be the DM side of this. They don't want to believe any of the hocus pocus. All right? This person here, they don't want to believe it, but they feel like you're talking to each other. Okay? That's the way they feel. That's what they're actually thinking. It didn't show up in the feelings. It showed up in what they're thinking. So it's almost like somebody saying, I think I'm in love with Steve's viewer. Okay. Cool. All right. Potential final outcome for Steve's viewer. That's you. Red with Justice. That can't be too bad, right? I'm just going to take... It had to be a major arcana. It had to be. I was thinking Tower. I won't lie to you. I thought it might be a Tower. But this is close. You know, it's close. It's a Fool. Yeah, it makes more sense that way. It's softer anyway, you know. You get a chance to reboot something with this person, but this is why everything happens for a reason. I did cut cards with a special deck because I didn't do them with this one and I'd already shuffled for the reading. That's the card that came after the cut. You're going to need this. Okay, you're going to have some empathy, some sympathy, all the thieves. All right, you're going to have them for this person. They're afraid to say some things. They're confused about some things. They might even come at you with what even sounds like to you crazy talk. We've been banging in the night, baby. You know, that kind of a thing. Just go along with it. I'm telling you, go along to get along here. There's a new journey in this for you. It does something to your life. Whatever it is, this person's showing back up. And of all the energies that we get in these readings, Mars and Aries in the current energetic cycles that are around right now is the most likely to bring somebody back. There's no doubt. Okay? So, I believe it. Again, I can't predict free will. Let's pull on Justice. Let's clarify. Let's go. Let's clarify with the Witches. Randomly at the bottom is the World. Most powerful card I could pull, which is a great big giant yes to what I just said. All right, let's go. Justice, why is it here? Woo. All right, here we go. Here we go. They updated my video software. What really pisses me off is you do these updates that they make you do, and they change your fucking settings with the updates. It's a good thing I got them written down. All of a sudden, I do the update, and my voice meter is on like 56 out of 100. I mean, what the fuck? That's not where I set it. I got to reset everything. If there's anybody watching me from a software company and you run that kind of thing, I'm just going to say it right here, okay, because of Mars and Aries and everything. Fuck you. Okay, there. I'm just going to say it that way. All right, Justice. Why is it here? All right, here we go with the Strength card right here. There's a lot of passion here. I don't like it. Somebody's heart chakra is open and they're trying to shut it down. But at the same time, they're buying into the hocus pocus. What's on top? 10 swords. See, what did I just say? Rewind. Why am I your second favorite? You know, I mean, I let the brown trout go. He was nice, about 16 inches. Good looking trout. All right, let him go. He's fine. All right. Look, I just catch and release. I'm not some Captain Cruelty. Anyway, 10 swords. It's what I said. There's a lot. The heart chakra is open. They're trying to shut it down. They're trying to it's inconvenient for it to be open. Oh, I bet it is. Well, why is that here? The Ace of Swords. Because it forces them to see these truths that they want to hide. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. I see who you're dealing with now. Okay. Super fuckwit. You better, you know what? You should buy your person. Assume they're going to show up, whoever this is. It could be a friend or family member. It doesn't have to be somebody you're banging. For a lot of you, it's a runner. A long-lost runner. Just go shopping and have a Superman shirt made, or Supergirl, and just have it made for them. When they come over, you give it to them. They'll be real confused as to why you've done that, but you know. Okay, 10 swords. Why is it here? I did not take Flem the Parrot fishing with me, in case somebody is wondering. Because the last time I did that, he kept getting freaked out by the fish and jumping in the water. We ended up spending most of the trip rescuing Flem the Parrot from the fucking lake. So at the end of the day, he's not coming anymore. All right, that's it. I'm done. What's that? And jumps in the water. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? You're not a duck. All right, here we go with the Tower card. And that's where the scary fish live. He never put it together. It's unreal. The Tower here, they can't shut it down. Every time they try to shut it down, it comes back. It reminds them that this is over. This is why they're confused as to why they give a shit, why they want to talk to you, why they're confused, why they don't want this to be over. But at the same time, they try to shut it down, but then it comes back, and now it leads to confusion. I could dig it. But this is the same fucking person who in the 3D thinks you're banging up on the astral plane, right? All right, what's on top here? 7 cups. It's what I said. It had to be. We got a lot of symmetry here. A lot of it. This is red with that. As I've already talked about its relation to that. Why is the 10 of swords here? The 10 of cups. Every time it's like a weeble wobble, but they don't fall down. Every time you punch the son of a bitch thing, it comes back at you. Well, that's what's going on here. And they're confused. Well, what do I do now? How do I get it to stay down? They don't want it to stay down. They only don't want to talk about whatever is hidden in here. So you need to be the bigger person and don't allow them not to talk about it right now. They'll talk about whatever it is when they're ready. Let them talk about whatever they want to talk about. All right? Be the empress. All right? Kind, gentle, nice. There you go. What's red? What's red with not me towards software companies today? You know, be the opposite of that. Right here, the 7 of Cups. Why is it here? King of Pentacles. They're trying to figure out a way to keep it down, but they're full of shit. They're lying to themselves on a high level. I got to pull on the 7 cups because it came up again. What's with the confusion here? Well, it is. I don't tell you stories, even if they're funny, that aren't part of the energy. I just told you why I don't bring Flem the Parrot fishing anymore. Right? Take him out on the lake. He's fine. He loves riding on the boat. But if you catch a fish, he's freaked out. He's never seen a fish before. And he jumps in the fucking water. And then you got to rescue them because parrots don't swim real well. I don't know if you know that or not, but they're not the best fucking swimmers in the world. You know, so it's a bit of that. This person, this is what they're doing. It's a bit of a Keystone Cop thing. They keep diving into he keeps diving into the very place that the fish are that he's afraid of. So, but he doesn't know that. This person the more they allow them to try to shut this down and it comes back and then they get confused, they keep diving into the waters deeper and deeper, so they get more and more confused. They can't find a way to shut this down. They're not going to. Right? They want to take action, but I think they want to take action for you, towards you to resolve something, but they don't know what they want to resolve. So just let them resolve whatever they want. Okay? Whatever it is. It doesn't matter. All the stuff that's hidden will come out later. All right? In this Mars and Aries energy, it's very scattered. It's very frantic. It's got a lot of determination to it and things along those lines. So nothing's going to get settled in this energy. Just be happy, be grateful you got something you've hoped for at the very least, from somebody. Why is the 7 cups here? Queen of Wands. I don't know why that was funny. He laughed. I don't know. I don't even know why that's here. What's underneath it? The Four of Pentacles. They're afraid to go too deep. The deeper they go, the more it comes back. No, I get it. I get that. What's on top? Because this is the feelings section. What's on top? 10 Pentacles. And why is that here? Are they afraid? 9 of Cups. Are they afraid of something in your world? Are they like, is it, I mean, I could make a joke. Maybe your dog doesn't like them or something like that. Is there somebody in your world that doesn't like this person and it makes them nervous to enter your world or something? Or it could be your world, your life is very different from theirs and it feels foreign and weird to them and different. Almost like a cultural difference, but it doesn't have to be. Right? I don't know. But that's the energy that's here. And they're confused why they still want it. It's their biggest wish to join you and to be a part of your life. Could be a parent that you're estranged from. It could be a runner. It could be an ex. I don't know. Let's pull on the love, King of Cups. How's it here? Let's see where we go. I'll move that up. There you go. King of Cups, why is it here? King of Cups. What do we get? Okay. All right, motherfuckers. I say it with love. It's the Four of Pentacles. Crossing that. They're afraid of it. There's a lot of love here. And my King of Cups holds back. If this were a Queen of Cups, this wouldn't make sense. Well, actually it would. If this were a Queen of Cups and this were crossing it, it would be the love is coming out whether they want to or not. Right? You know, it's like diarrhea in line at the grocery store. This shit's coming out. You better go to another line. You know, that kind of a thing. Here, it's a little bit of, they're holding it back because they're afraid of how much it is. And it's like they take a peek inside and go, oh my God, there's a lot of love in there. And then they close it real quick because they don't want to see it. Right? What's going on? What's on top? Queen of Wands again. See, they only just take a peek at it. And it freaks them out, so they shut it down. And why is that here? The Page of Swords. Somebody here is very, in the 3D, they think you're disappointed in them on some level. They think that you think they're a superficial person. It's not surprising. We call them the Burger King here. It doesn't matter. Most of the DMs are Burger Kings. They're tiny people trying to seem big. That's just what's going on the DM side. And if you're an Empress energy, it looks stupid to you to watch somebody tiny try and be big. It's like a Napoleon complex, you know. It's kind of funny. It's adorable, right? It's like wearing underoos and thinking they're real. I'm really Aquaman. No, I don't know. No, you just got green underpants on. I don't, you know. I mean, this person here is tiny. They really are. This is a lot of love for this person. But here, to make themselves feel better about the fact that you might be disappointed in them, now I understand the hocus pocus. So now they've got this whole fantasy going where, you know, you guys are already together. It's a confidence builder for them more than anything else. So again, be the Empress. Don't shoot it down. Don't. I would, but don't be like me, okay? I would shoot it down. I would have a field day with this motherfucker. But I want you to be better than that. This energy is there, all right? Maybe I'll behave better in this Mars and Aries than I did in the last one. I don't know. I don't know. Four of Swords, why is it here? I'll just avoid the neighbors so they don't say anything stupid, right? Let's see where we're at. The Four of Swords. Why is it here? Four of Swords, why is it here? Okay, all right. Look at that. It's red with, well, it's tied to a King of Cups, and that's a King of Cups crossing it. It's what everything I said here just got backed up right there. That's the environmental energy around it. So they look at it in the 5D, well, you know, using their third eye kind of a thing. Okay, all right. The Hermit. It's everything I've already said backed up. Why is the Hermit here? The Two of Swords. Again, it makes them feel better. And none so blind as those who will not see. You see the blindfold? None so blind as those who will not see. They don't have to see anything they don't want to see in their mind's eye. That's all. It's fine. It's enough. The energy of Mars and Aries alone is enough to bring them to you. But what you're getting is a very confused person. Somebody who's scared about something in your world. I don't know what. I can't pinpoint it. There's too many people watching. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it is about your life, about you. I have no idea. It could just be an illusion they have. But you're at the same time their biggest wish. You know, it's nice. All right. All right, here we go. All right, let's see where we're at. The Fool crossed by the Fool. You two coming together benefits both of you. It goes right along with what I was just saying over here. I don't joke about anything or say anything or tell stories about anything that's not part of these readings. All right? So, at the end of the day, take it, lateral think what I'm saying to you over here. All right? Wow, what's on top? Finally, the devil comes in. But it's red with 10 swords. Why is that here? The Four of Swords. And that's the Four of Swords right there. You want to pull a bridge? Why not? The Knight of Wands. They're coming in fast. They're coming in fast. Now, your inclination might be to feel like you're not really getting anything out of it because they're not saying what you want them to say. Do not care about that. Let this play out. All right? Let this play out. There is something higher, a higher power than you or them won't let this thing die. Okay? You got to figure out, the Empress, if you're really this, wants to figure out why. They're afraid to figure out why. You need to figure out why. All right? It benefits both sides. They're never going to figure it out, so you're going to have to. And if you want to know what somebody's going to do or what's going on with a situation, you have to shut up and just let it play out and observe and watch. That's what you do. Rather than, and don't have any opinions, just look at it from a lofty perspective while it's happening. All right? Unreal. I mean, it's amazing. You will figure it out. And once you do, it'll actually benefit both sides. I don't know if you stay together with this person or whatever, but some kind of higher power, some kind of soul contract type energy, I don't know that it's specifically that, but it feels like it, won't let this thing die. It won't let the ball hit the ground. All right? I don't know. It just keeps resurrecting it. Kill it, resurrect. Kill it, resurrect. Over and over again. They think they come up with a good plan. Now, kill it, resurrect. It just keeps coming back. Your job here is to bring healing. Laughing at them for thinking you're banging up at the 5D is not going to help things. Okay? All right. Let's see where we go. 3 cards from the bottom and a crossing card. What else you want to tell my people? What else you want to tell my people? Anything? Lovers, Temperance, Jesus, holy crap. The Eight of Wands and the Chariot. Underneath the Chariot is the Death card. These are huge cards. The only non-major arcana is an Eight of Wands, and it's in the spot where it doesn't really matter. The whole thing is major arcana, really. This is just sort of talking about what's going on over here. These are red center, left, right, Temperance, Lovers, Eight of Wands. It's going to be hard for you. Even the bird just agreed. I know that one broke my sound cushioning barrier. Right? He a Pisces, you know. It's going to be hard for you. Okay? But massive breakthrough, massive change, massive rebirth, massive amount of growth can happen here if you just let somebody else do all the talking. All right? And zip it. Don't say a fucking word if you can get away with it. Try that. I do that a lot. Strangers don't know. My friends and family know that when I start doing that, there's trouble brewing, right? And I imagine for you with this person, that Queen of Swords energy that came out before the cut, just to back up the fucking pre-shuffle like the cut cards are supposed to do. I imagine you got a few things you'd like to say. With Mars and Aries, I bet you do, right? Zip it. You'll get you'll get a chance to talk later. Maybe even while Mars is still in Aries, I'm not sure. I think your safest bet is to wait for a couple of more moves to happen. Wait more towards, more towards the summer energies, if you will. I'm just saying. Or the, well, winter energies if you're in the southern hemisphere. But yeah, that's your best bet. So even though it might kill you to do it, the thing is, we're dealing with Mars in a fire sign. Okay, it's like a war kind of a thing. You know, if both sides got something heated that they want to say, it ends up becoming a war. If it's just one side, it's just somebody venting and spouting off. This person here is trying to come up with any reason why this should shut down. And every time they do, the more they talk to you, basically the more necessary you are in their life. The more they talk to you. I could say the more they're in love with you, but for some of you, this isn't a in love type thing. Right? It could be a very powerful friend type energy that means a lot to you. It's possible. Okay? So anyway, I said it's going to be hard for you, but try to embody that Empress energy. Try to understand that this person's in a lot of pain based on some of the things I talked about up here in the feelings. Okay? That is your reading. If you want the extended, there's a couple of links at the top of the description. Something is preventing this thing from dying, from going anywhere. And I want to find out why, what it is, and why. And I will. I'll get to the bottom of it. All right? I'll probably open polling on you, though. I want to give you some more tips for this energy, all right, if I can. That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. Good luck.